Check the time and adjust your dial. It's time for the GZ Chop Shop Podcast, the best podcast by gamers for gamers. Each week, we give you the rundown of all the happenings in the gaming world, news updates, reviews, and much more. We do all the research so you don't have to. And if you still want more after the show, we got you covered. Check out our website at thegzchopshop.com for all of our latest content. Now keep your ears locked because it's time for the GZ Chop Shop.
Phase.
What are you drinking?
And then she's drinking on Mike's hard lemonade.
Kara's drinking on the job.
Her bottle keeps getting decapitated.
Not anymore. I don't know what you're talking about. Drinking what?
Yeah.
That's a way to start. That's a good way to start. Okay. And an intro right here. And here we go. Yo, what is up? I'm sorry, that timer threw me off. Can I just say, you guys can't see that there's this timer we have on Riverside before we start the show. And every week it throws me off. This thing starts at like a countdown of 20 and then just vanishes. So I'm sitting here staring at the camera like, are we live? Like, is it ready to go? It throws me off every time. But anyway, welcome back everybody to another week of the GZ Chop Shop. Happy to be here. Glad you guys are joining us for another amazing week. And as always, we have an amazing episode lined up for all of you. However, I'm going to be candid and very honest. For the first time ever, in all 77 episodes, I got no idea what's going on. Like, I saw the info, 76? But for the first time, I didn't know reading. So I am going into this one kind of blind.
I got the topics. It's okay.
Warner's has it this time. So without further ado, let's get into it. What do we got? What's going on?
First, we're going to touch on a latest trend going on. Twitch hate raids. Apparently, that's been a thing for about a week or so. And then Microsoft is coming out with a Microsoft 11 this fall. Oh joy.
Everybody's going to lose their settings.
My computer literally crashed 2 days ago after I did the Microsoft 10 update. It crashed.
All right, before we go, I just want to call Windows out. And I don't think they're ever going to sponsor us, so I don't give two shits. Windows, we know what you're doing. All right. With all these crap updates that are breaking Windows 10 and you're trying to break people's computers with this force upgrade shit. Look, we know what you're doing, okay? Make everybody think the computer's broken so they upgrade to Windows 11. For whatever reason, you're trying to force this update. You ain't fooling nobody. You know exactly what you're doing. Anyway.
You know how I almost feel like they do it on purpose and set a timer to it, because every time there's an update, I have problems with my PC for 2 or 3 days, and then it just disappears and my computer's fine.
Yeah, it's a timer thing. They're messing with people to make them think. For the people who don't know the intricacies of a computer, that would just be like, oh, I guess my computer's broken. I mean, then they go to Geek Squad. You spend money on Geek Squad. I'm pretty sure Microsoft gets a cut of that. And then other people are just like, well, I guess it's time to buy a new computer. And Microsoft obviously is getting a cut of that. So, I mean, the handful of actual tech savvy people that know, like, oh, I can just wait it out. I'll go in and I'll fix my settings is not as big as you would think. So most people will shell out the money to fix, quote unquote, the problem. And that's what they want. So, yeah. Windows 11. Nobody
said
cares.
That Microsoft 11, and I quote, "This is for gamers to improve their quality of gaming."
Yeah, so was Mixer. We saw how well that went. I'm sorry. I'm good. Let me just lay off of Microsoft a little bit.
Mixer was fine. They just quit. There was exactly. It was doing fine. There was nothing wrong with Mixer, and they were just.
And I'm waiting for
them to switch one day.
Look, we know that they take gaming seriously, but I mean, come on,
no, they're not
going to dedicate efforts to it. They just take it serious for the. That's why they went cloud gaming. It was just easier for them.
I'm waiting for a Microsoft exclusive developed game to drop one day, and it's not going to say Activision or Blizzard or anything. It's just going to say Microsoft.
You want a 100%. When's the last time they did that? They're not going to do it again. That's too much work.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not. Yeah. Trust me.
We had 0 sales. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Anyway, what else is on the list? Because that could be a whole episode on its own.
Twitch hate raids. Apparently, people are creating these bots, and they're raiding people with these bots full of nothing but it's like hate mail, but bots, and it just blows up all over your Twitch, and it's all just racial slurs, hateful comments, anything you could possibly think of, and it's becoming more common, and Twitch has yet to respond or do anything about it.
Which, honestly, did we expect anything more?
How would they go about it, though?
You mean how would Twitch go about minimizing bots on their platform that they've been running?
They can do the whole verified emails, but in reality, that's only going to do so much. Like, these people who really hate other people, they want to do it. They'll go around that and still send you a hate raid.
See, he's
not wrong. Sorry to interrupt. He's not wrong, because there are big streamers that will do that to smaller streamers, that will just send all of their people. Be like, we're going to go raid this person and just shit on them. I've seen it. Like, he's not wrong. People will still find a way.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's unfortunate.
It's inevitable, because we're a culture of people that challenge all the wrong things. We tell people, don't do this, you can't do that. People are going to go, oh, watch me.
You watch me.
Yeah, they're just going to go do the opposite of what you don't want them to do, because that's just the level of their maturity. However, I feel Twitch not doing anything is just as bad. No, you can't stop it. It's like trying to stop hackers on a video game. It's literally, are you a baby, Warners? This man has got his big ass water jug, holding it with 2 hands. Like he's a baby.
I'm really thirsty.
When it's bigger than his torso,
it's
he's
bigger than his whole head.
Too.
Like you could just see his eyes. It's weird. Anyway, but
Twitchy water brought to you by Cheesy Games.
But Twitch has shown that they always like to turn a blind eye to the things that really matter. Why? Who knows? Maybe because some of those people that are doing it and they know who they are make them money. And as long as people don't know it's them, they'll just hope the problem just goes away. Maybe they like to pretend that they're too big and too busy to worry about what's happening to the smaller streamers. I mean, if you think about Twitch like a dystopian movie. The rich people go to the fucking ark in space, and everyone else who can't afford it lives on the grunge that is the rest of Earth. The smaller streamers are the grunge that are left on Earth. The top tier streamers in Twitch themselves are Elysium up there. And as far as
I was just thinking Elysium too.
Yeah, they're living Elysium, and as long as they're not hurt and they're not offended, then Twitch feels everything is good. And if it's those people that are doing it, but they happen to make Twitch a lot of money, Twitch is going to turn a blind eye. Now, if Twitch actually was an upstanding company like how it started, they could make efforts. They could.
You hear that, Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, there you go. Make an attempt. Show that, yes, we know you're always going to find a way around, but we will always be vigilant in attempting to stop you. The effort alone would mean so much to your average streamer, in my personal opinion. That would mean so much, because then you're not just yelling on to deaf ears like, hey, Twitch, I know I'm not a partner, but hello, we're still part of your community. Can you take care of us too? They have the means and the money to come up with their own bot system to probably start a bot combat war. I don't know. There's things they could do. They're just not doing it because it's not beneficial.
Twitch is comfortable. They have no competition. So there's nowhere else for streamers to go. So they don't care.
Yeah.
And
because I know people are going to keep coming back.
Yep.
Yeah. And Trovo, for those of you who haven't tried it, is an outstanding streaming service. It has a lot of potential, but until it has substantially more growth, it's not going to be able to compete with Twitch.
And the problem with that too is not only is Twitch comfortable, but the user base is comfortable. Everyone is set in Twitch. Twitch is all they've known for almost 10 years. So the idea, and when I ask people, like, everybody had the same reasons, and I feel like it was a weak reason. They just couldn't think of a reason. They just don't like change. When I would ask people, well, why didn't you like Mixer? Why didn't you like, like Trovo? And they're just like, oh, I don't like the interface. Oh, it's not the right. It was all aesthetics. And I was like, okay, well, what about the actual algorithm? What about the actual community? The reason you should be there in the first place, the streamers you're watching. None of that was their first reason. It was always, it's not Twitch. And I'm like, that's why Twitch is still on top, because they know everybody's comfortable. And it's kind of like, come on, where are you going to go? We're Twitch.
Well, you got to think too, Mixer and Trovo now, Mixer had a great, they had a great setup. You didn't have to put as much effort into all these different, sounds and alerts and images.
Yeah.
And Trovo is pretty similar to Mixer in that way. But Twitch, you got to put in ample effort to create your whatever situation you want for streaming. And I think that kind of, prevents people from wanting to step away from Twitch too, is all that work they put in over time to set up that stream.
Yeah.
It's not user friendly.
No, not
if you don't know anything
anymore
about streaming or PC gaming, they do not make it easy. I mean, even console players, if they want to take streaming seriously, they still have to go to Twitch and set all that stuff up.
Yep. So before we get Waylay, like, what are the full details here on these hate raids? Like, when did they start? It's pretty obvious who they're targeting, and that's we don't even need to really ask that question because we know kind of the ecosystem of Twitch.
Well, it started a couple weeks ago. And I mean, as far as information goes, that's about it. It's just, for the most part, random people. Some of them are more Twitch affiliates, just raiding people with bots full of lots of just hateful things to say.
The main target are people with the LGBT tags or any of that sort of stuff. That's the main target. The main target are, supporters of people who don't support I don't know what it is. They just don't like that community, this community. Like they go after specific communities. I know it's mainly the LGBT thing, from what I've read, but besides that, it could be at random. You could literally just be associated by, you got a random bot follow you. You don't pay attention to it, but that bot is actually a trap for you to get set up where that bot now knows when you'll go live. And once it sees that you're live and the raid's coming up next, they're going to come for you. So if you see a random follower just out of nowhere and you feel like it's a bot, just keep an eye on it and make sure, ban it or whatever when the time comes. Because that's how they get you, is they give you one follower.
And what I find funny is just recently, like, all these hate raids started, but what happened just before? What did Twitch do that kind of set it off? It was all the tags that they just unleashed.
So they
just put out
tags?
A bunch of new. They just out. It's been pretty recent. A bunch of the new LGBT tags, ally tags, all trans tags, all these new tags, which are great, love it. But then this happens.
Not that.
So
it's honestly, I say this to gamers just everywhere. I remember being in high school when online gaming like really blew up. And the biggest ones were the original couple of Call of Duties, though. It was just Call of Duty 1 and 2.
Shit talk you get.
And the Halo 2 and 3. Those were kind of the two biggest ones at the time. And you know, we went from kids that if you mentioned that you played video games, you definitely got made fun of. It's not something you like went around talking about. And you would just kind of play with your buddies and have a good time, but you wouldn't really mention it a whole lot. And we went from that to gaming now, where there's no support for each other. There's bashing each other, hate bots apparently, and there's just no, military, I guess, use the word camaraderie in the gaming world, and it's become such a toxic wasteland. And it's in its own way, it's just as bad as social media now, and it's just really disheartening to know that gaming has turned into that.
Now,
well, like you mentioned it, since Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, 2, Halo 1, 2, and 3, the toxicity was always there. It's always been there. Now they're evolving to spread it in a different way, because you know, back then you kind of had the option to mute people. Now it's more consistent to mute and block people. So they're like, well, I really, really don't like this person. I really have nothing better going on in my life. I'm really such a piece of shit. I'm gonna, create a bot, do these hate raids and all that shit. So these toxic people, they don't just tend to go away. They evolve with everything coming to them. No matter, and it sucks that that's what it is. These people who have nothing better in their life, they weren't hugged enough by their mom, their dad left them. Who gives a fuck? They're just pieces of shits that we got to figure out a way to like identify and probably somehow block them from that. But at this point, I think the best thing to do is, if you're a streamer, have a command key to where you set it to subscriber only, follower only, maybe emoji only. That way, when the hate rate does come and you see it, you just press that command key and it'll tone it down, but it'll still be there, but it won't be as vicious as, all the words and shit they said.
Yeah, and I always suggest a timer for followers that when they first start chatting on your stream, that they have to be a follower for X amount of time before they can start chatting.
But see, then indirectly they still win, because not only if you don't do that, they come in, they make your chat toxic. You miss out people who, they feel uncomfortable with it, so they'll leave. So they've succeeded in that. And then they've succeeded in suppressing you from discoverability, because now they know the efforts that you would go through to stop them. That might be the goal. A lot of people, even I've learned this, as a streamer, there's people who'll say if they come in and the chat is only follower only or subscriber only, they're not sticking around. It's bad enough they got to sit through a mandatory ad, then they can't even talk. They already don't feel welcome. It's like, all right, well, I'm going to go to a streamer who I can immediately talk with. So then the mission is still accomplished, because now you've changed your theme, your layout to suppress, to protect yourself, to
accommodate the hate rate.
To accommodate the hate rate. And that's the goal. They don't want you to be found. They don't want people to interact with you. They don't want you to be discoverable. So taking these precautions
would it be better to take the hate rate and just let it happen and then wait for it to pass by?
I mean, I've had toxicity hit my chat numerous times in my early days. I had people.
Warners don't count, all right?
No, I mean,
even we keep it to a minimum, and it's pretty obvious, especially people that do follow Itachi and Kara, that we're just joking around. Like it's a little different. Like we're trolling, like friendly trolling each other, but it's usually pretty obvious and definitely nothing hateful.
Yeah, you can tell that we're we troll each other because we're friends.
Yeah.
We're not trolling each other to troll. We're trolling because we're friends and we're at that friendship level that we can act like that with each other.
Yep.
Whereas these people are just coming in and just spitting all this out.
Yep. They're just
speaking of like precautions and all that. September 1st is the boycott of Twitch, where a bunch of people have signed up to not stream on that day. And I feel like unless they have some heavy duty streamers like Pokimane, Nick Mercs, all those big top ones, and do the same thing,
I highly doubt it because that's their income. And those people,
but even then,
Twitch won't care.
Yeah,
right. There's enough streamers, and I think this has happened before, where during the whole BLM movement, when everyone did the Twitch blackout and social media blackout and things like that, Twitch doesn't care. There's enough streamers that are going to continue streaming.
All the streamers who don't get the hate.
As terrible as it sounds, they don't care because they have enough streamers that are going to continue streaming during that time because they don't care. They don't think it'll happen to them, whatever the case may be.
Well, it's not their problem.
And the streamers that instigated this is also what they want, because then they got the platform to run free themselves. That's the point. They've
most viewers
the viewers will still come.
Most viewers are
for
still
streamers
going
to come together. Streamers just got to come together and be like, all right, here are the followers that I got. These are, the hate bots. Spread the word. Here are the hate bots. Spread the word. And if you see any of them follow you, do that. That's the best thing to do, is to come together as a community against these dirtbags.
And that's
I don't want to call them dirtbags. They're less than dirtbags. Like I told Ladybird this, I don't want to call them pieces of shit because I think they're less than shit. And I can't think of a word less than shit.
I don't think any word really truly describes the kind of people that would.
Lazy.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Don't forget that word, lazy. Uncool.
You're so lazy.
I don't know.
You're so insignificant that the word we made describes you. That's how insignificant you are. We made up a word for you that no one even knows. Level of insignificant.
Like I've seen 2 of these hate raids, and the amount of like horrible things I've read, I'd be like, Call of Duty lobbies aren't this toxic.
So what do you think is a catalyst for it?
Hold on. I did see something on TikTok though. Someone was, because I've seen a lot of the videos. That's how I knew about them, because I haven't been on Twitch lately, honestly. So how I knew about it was through TikTok. And I saw someone who was like, if I ever get one, like, I know what I'm doing. I'm playing a crap ton of ads because I'm going to have, all those new followers that are going to count. I'm going to get my ad money.
Take advantage of them.
That's a great idea.
I would warn my, if I was streaming, if I was streaming still and that was a thing and it happened to me, I would warn my community beforehand, be like, look, if this ever happens, I'm playing like 3 or 4 ads.
Have a hate rate of an hour full of ads.
Why not?
Money. Twitch will do something then, because then they're giving you free money.
Cool. Exactly.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
I was just thinking about that. Like, if you get the hate rates, just be like, fuck it, man. I'm getting the views. I'm getting the chat numbers up.
Might as well.
I'm getting the follower numbers up. Hey, it's a win for me. They're just talking shit. So what?
Yeah, and those numbers actually go into calculating your discoverability too. It's not just followers.
I've seen people make partner off of the bottings, and they tried to be legit. They went to Twitch and was like, "Look, these are botted. Can they be removed?" And Twitch never removed it, so they just had it added to the number. And they were like, "Hey, well, I verified now, so partner." And then they got the partner badge, and I'm like,
"Get fucked."
I just really want some juggernaut to come out of nowhere and just shove everything in Twitch's face.
It's possible. YouTube. It's just nobody is
can do it
for the
when did Twitch turn it into Frieza?
Literally the purple and everything.
Dude,
when did Jeff Bezos buy it?
Frieza.
Ooh, that's when it did. When Jeff Bezos bought it. When Amazon.
How often do you hear Jeff Bezos ever mention Twitch?
It's just another money grab for him. He doesn't care.
He doesn't give a shit.
Hold up, he's too busy building penis rockets.
I was just gonna say, the Twitch paid for his penis rocket. Penis rocket came out after he bought Twitch.
See what you did, stream.
Man,
You helped him build a penis rocket.
Those TikToks and those memes.
Hey, you know what?
They're making fun of him, but they paid for the damn thing. He's like when you think about it, who got the last laugh? He's like, yeah, I built a penis rocket, but guess who paid for it?
Doesn't it feel like our, monopolies are supposed to be illegal, but it's starting to feel like our entire country really is becoming a monopoly.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
everything's owned by Microsoft. It's all about
making money.
And Amazon.
Well, Amazon is, I think Amazon's getting taken to court to be broken up into smaller businesses because they are a monopoly. So here's the thing.
Or they are.
The government steps in once something is as big as them.
In is because they're not making money on the taxes. They're like, hold up, you made how much?
Yeah, because they're not smaller businesses. They can only tax how much? Yeah, they can only tax Amazon one time.
Hey, we're gonna have to break you up so we can tax you 6 different times right now. Yeah. So let's do that.
I can't help but wonder, and maybe this is conspiracy level stuff, but indulge me. I can't help but wonder if the reason they're all of a sudden stepping in after all these years, the past couple decades, is because Jeff Bezos is so rich, he went to space. And the government's like, yo. Yeah. We can't have civilians going to space and just doing taking over space. Like, that's we own space. No one else.
Yeah. And literally the man joyrided to space. It was a joyride for him.
That is the biggest flex, man.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot outdo that.
Yeah. Elon Musk is sending motherfuckers to Mars.
Yeah, but Elon Musk doesn't own half the planet.
Yeah.
He's doing it like
he does.
He built his entire franchise, his entire life has from the beginning been built around science and technology, and he did it himself. He didn't own businesses that had nothing to do with science and technology and then jump in. And that's hilarious to me. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but Jeff Bezos, Amazon, is taking Elon Musk to court, claiming, I quote again, unfairness that NASA is purchasing or making contracts with Elon Musk and SpaceX to utilize their technology and their rockets over Jeff Bezos. And I think it's because they take
nobody Elon wants a Musk, big penis rocket.
They take Elon Musk seriously again because this is what he does. He began and started from scratch and worked his way up, and it's always been about science and technology and for the betterment of mankind, at least what he puts out.
Hey Jeff, how many rockets have you made? How many rockets has your company made?
Do you think he made a dick rocket so he could say he fucked space?
Nobody made a rocket like that, and it wasn't on purpose.
For damn well the scientists that made that were just like giggling amongst themselves like, we're putting the dick inside a bigger dick.
Like, do they even have a pole? I mean, that's wild. They should have had a pole before they made that decision.
What if they had like an exhaust valve at the top of it? I'm just wondering, did it have like an exhaust valve at the top? Like once it hit space, it just went.
Oh man!
I had a fucking mental break yesterday because I was thinking about the whole wealth thing. Like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and all of them have this wealth, right? Mm-hmm. It's all digital. How come? Like we make the value of the dollar, so why can't we just like digitally create money and spread it amongst the people just a little bit? It doesn't have to be a lot. And they're like, where'd it come from? Does it matter?
I'll do you one better
right now.
All these hackers that want to hack celebrity phones for new photos, why don't they hack Jeff Bezos's bank account?
Now, he has that shit on like a blockchain, Megaforce 6000 IP address protected.
And who do you think made it? Him? Hell no.
He spat those words out so smoothly, so fluently that it sounded like it's. Have y'all seen the first episode of Rick and Morty when Rick gave Morty that he had them stuff that fruit up his butt and it made him a super genius. That's what just happened with Yuli. Like, he just spat some random information out there and he sounded like a genius. I believed him for a minute. I was like, oh wow, really? Like, tell me more.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm all thinking about, like, you know, if they really wanted to bring up the economy, because we're facing another fucking lockdown apparently.
Told you.
The thing is, yeah, we all knew this. The thing is, it's like, well, you could just give people money. It's not going to break the economy. The rich get richer. They're going to have more money. Value stays the same. We just won't lose people to bullshit. And people won't go batshit crazy because they can't afford the new iPhone.
You know, I'm thinking, as much as, like, I know Kara, I don't know, Yuli, I don't know if you've ever watched Star Trek, but there was something in Star Trek. I don't remember if it was one of the movies or one of the series where they went back in time and they were asking about money. And Star Trek had solved this problem a long time ago. And the captain was like, we don't use tangible currency. It's a digital exchange. It's like, that way everyone is pretty much gainfully employed. We don't have to worry about economic crashes because it's all digital. Now I get, like,
Elon Musk is making robots. It's almost time for us to have the universal income of just give people digital money, spend it. Like, I'm not talking about Bitcoin or nothing. I'm talking about regular US money, European money, euros, whatever. Just a check that's connected to some fucking fake bank account or something. It gives you the money.
But I will tell you why they will not do that, even though they technically could already do that. It will upset the suppressive system that they have worked so hard to maintain. Because everybody would have equal access to currency. Even if they tried to suppress you, you just need a tech-savvy friend.
I mean, all you need is the forever purge, and we'll see how many of those rich people actually tend to make it out.
Well, I mean, we're technically in a purge of slow burn right now. It's called COVID.
I kind of wonder, like, where the tipping point
purge will happen.
I mean, I don't think, you know, has the hate in America, or, you know, I'll just say America, has the hate to the level it's at right now, has it always been that much hate, and social media gave us the platform to show it? Or have we just gotten more bored and more, like, hateful and shitty?
No, the second one. I think there's a lot more people that are bored and just realize that they hate people. And it's like, what the fuck do you mean you hate people? Like you're bored. You have nothing better to do. You want to hate people just because you're bored, because you think that this guy is where he's at because he's lucky, or because he's an immigrant, or because he's of a certain race. Get the fuck out of here. He worked hard for it. You can't tell me someone in the middle class, did not work their ass to there. They weren't fucking lucky. No one in the middle class is lucky.
You know, like, you would never
they're there because they work hard.
In an elevator with somebody and just look at them and be like, hey, your politics make you a fucking bitch. I hate you. You look poor and you suck.
Yo, yeah, fucking definitely social media, Sasquatch, definitely social media has, like, amplified it. But the thing that's weird to me is we've seen the statistic where, like, it's like 80% of Twitter users are just people who like and retweet, while 20% of them actually tweet consistently.
Yeah.
So, like, all the hate you see on Twitter and all that
you haven't been on Stan Twitter.
I'm just picturing my neighbor right now to this thin wall, and all you heard was my rant.
Wait, Stan Twitter, what is that? Hold on, I'm curious. Is that the K-pop steak? Oh,
you haven't been
they are fucking aggressive. No, I have. Bro. I know how aggressive they can get.
Speaking of
it's
K-pop,
just as bad as the anime Stan fucking Twitter account, the anime fandom Twitter.
Before we go down that rabbit hole, I wanted to piggyback off of what Yuli and Warner said. I both agree and disagree. I agree with Yuli's point of it's definitely amplified because people are bored. However, I do disagree that it's mainly because, I won't say mainly, but contributed because a big chunk of it to people being bored. I will say it's always been there. America's literally built on that shit. The thing was, there was other ways people were able to filtrate it. People were able to go out and about and do it. And because we were living our daily lives outside, most of us were blind to it because it didn't affect us directly. So people could do their stuff behind the closed doors, behind the walls. There wasn't the fear that just breathing the air would get you killed. So in the middle of the night, you wanted to go out with your hate crowd and do hate shit in your back neck of the woods in bumfuck nowhere. Nobody was going to give two shits
We're
because
talking
probably
to
nobody
you,
else was out
Alabama,
there.
Missouri, Florida, Georgia.
Basically.
I can't even get mad.
Texas.
Yeah, don't. I was gonna say, don't defend
Can't
Florida.
even get mad.
So basically,
Didn't one of your governors just get caught being a pedophile?
Whoa. What? What did you just
Yeah,
say?
a Florida senator was caught inappropriately messaging high school girls.
Oh, yeah, I read about that.
Yeah.
wow. But I'll say that Jeezy,
Was he wearing a mask?
oh
I
my
don't
gosh.
know. What about Cuomo, who was trying to defend himself? Was like, I'm Italian. I touch everybody.
Oh no.
Tell me he said it just like that.
He said,
I touch everybody.
I'm Italian. I touch everybody. Men, women, gays. What doesn't matter?
Quick way to get disowned by the Italians. But I just feel that this current era.
Italians. I'm with you. There's no such thing as French cuisine. I know it's Italian cuisine just taken over by those savages. I'm with you, Italy. Fuck France.
Anyways,
By the way, those are my own thoughts, not of the GZ Chop Shop. They can like whoever the fuck they like.
Okay.
Hashtag fuck France.
At least he put his little disclosure in there.
But no, I just feel
This disclaimer.
It's just now because people they don't have their quote unquote outlets. So they just found another way to go about the shit that they've always
More
been
aggressive
like.
outlet.
Yeah, they just now they just don't care because they're like, I don't know, maybe in their heads they were like, well, the fucking world's ending anyway, so I'm gonna go out with a bang and say and do whatever the hell I want.
We also gotta claim that it's on both sides too. Like it's the people who also protect, like what is it, like try to throw love and all that. You realize like they do some horrible shit in the background too, just to get even with the people they hate. It's like, yeah, no one's gonna win if we keep fucking around like this. What do you think? You're gonna go use their tactics against them? What do you think that's gonna lead us to?
Oh, man, don't even get me started on that. As a GZ After Dark episode, 100%. Anyway,
is that what it is? Because it's almost starting to feel like the world is ending.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's ending. I just think it's cramped.
It all started when Jeff Bezos tried to fuck space with his rocket dick.
Crammed.
Dick rocket.
Look. Think about this. California is about, what was the number? 9 million? Something stupid. It was something. Hold on, let me find out.
I mean, at this rate, right now, we are rapidly losing people, though. I say it about the next 20 years, we won't have a cram problem because COVID's not going anywhere anytime soon.
People are leaving the country.
People are leaving.
Okay, so the population of California is 39 million, right? And the population of LA County alone, and that's a small area in California, is 10 million people. 10 million people live on this small little dot in California. That's too many people in one little area. Spread the fuck out. We live on top of each other.
And why do you think that is? Like, why do they build these cities so doggone sardine gridlock?
Money.
Yeah, because you get all these rich people that got these acres upon acres upon acres of land. For what?
Let's look at this right here.
No, they just want to stay away from those fucking people that are in their county. Like, look, there's only 5 of us here and there's 10 million out there. We're safe here.
Oh my God.
Look at this. The U.S. government doesn't formally track how many Americans leave the U.S., but the most recent estimate puts the figure at nearly 9 million. The figure represents a doubling of the 1999 figure placed at 4.1 million.
What's the population of the U.S.?
It's about 700 million.
It's only 350. Where'd you get 700?
Are we talking post-COVID? I just need to know. Are we talking post-COVID?
I think the population of U.S. right now is still 350.
Did I double the number?
No, it's 328.2. It got smaller.
Jesus, man. You were way off. Warner's has resurrected people.
Why are Americans immigrating? Just as many immigrants arrive in America seeking better quality of life, many Americans are leaving for the same reason. Economic reasons, tax reasons,
the grass
work
is
opportunity.
Always greener.
Wait, don't we know that there's a couple of like millionaires and billionaires that moved to like Puerto Rico or something like that to avoid taxes?
Dude, half of them don't even live. Half of their actual houses are not in the U.S. Half their bank accounts are not in the United States. They just conduct their fucking business here.
Guys, I don't want to hear anything about immigrants coming from Middle America anymore. The most popular countries that they move to are Ecuador and Mexico for the top two. I think there's a balancing out going right there. Malta, Singapore, Luxembourg, New Zealand, Thailand.
I'm gonna tell you right now. We knew about Thailand. We knew that's not a surprise. Most of the bars were owned by retired military.
Top 10 countries. There are people who would rather live in Ecuador, Mexico, and Thailand than the United States.
Dude, I said if I had stayed in the military and did the 20, I was going to retire and I probably would have moved to Thailand, literally due to the fact all you got to do, find some hot chicks. Everybody there is willing to work. Find some land. It's super cheap. Take your retirement money, open a bar, and then just wait for the sailors and the ships to pull in, and you would make a killing. The Russians go there for vacation because they have Russian mob. You would just make money. Open a bar and just find a nice place to live, and you're good. Have a summer home somewhere else.
Thailand having a lot of like lady boys there, true? Or is that just like
no? There's a place called Boys Town. There's a place called Boys Town.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. Look at this. China didn't make the top 10, but people are moving to China.
I'm going to tell you why China didn't make the top 10. China would not put up with American mentality and American privilege. They would shut that shit down so fast. Can you imagine most of Gen Zers trying to live in China? Hell, most of us trying to live in China, it would not go well.
iPhone 10 cents an hour?
It's right here. As China and Singapore have been receiving large numbers of Americans as their economies grow.
Singapore's been singled out.
And opportunities follow, especially Singapore with its thriving financial center, multinational banks, and professional service firms.
Dude, Singapore.
Firms. I said forms, but I can't go a single podcast without jumbling over my resurrecting the dead. Chinese are allowing this. Where did it go? Hold up. China has become a growing draw for Americans as the Chinese government allowed increased trade with the outside world. This has not only created opportunity for American firms, but put Western skill set in high demand in Chinese multinationals.
I was going to say, what kind of jobs do you think they're putting them in, though? That's the thing.
They're putting us in the rice field.
Factory managers? What do you mean?
You gotta think about like where they're putting us.
Imagine being I hope this is the case, because you know what? I'm starting to think. I'm not going to say it. What if there's like basic white Americans going over there to China and they're like, I'm going to go over there and have a better life because I'm so tired of paying taxes and whatever the fuck the reason is. And they get over there and they get put in the rice fields or some shit warehouse and pay twice the taxes. And now they can't leave.
That's why China's letting them come in. It's like, you're welcome over.
I'm not saying that's the case. It's a joke.
It's a slicer fork. What the fuck is that?
You're still sharing your screen.
Long time startup detected.
Oh, am I? Oh, you know what? While we're on the subject real quick, weird inventions real quick. Pizza slicer fork, where you have That's right. The circle. What is it called? Just a slicer.
A pizza slicer.
The pizza slicer with a fork. It's attached to the fork. How you go about this without? I mean, this just looks dangerous. Pizza slicer fork, people. Real invention.
Just pick the damn pizza up with your hand.
Yeah, pick the damn pizza. That fucking selfie toast.
Selfie toaster, people.
Kara having a selfie of herself and toasting it.
You can actually eat your face. It's a weird thing to say.
Wait, go down. LED light eyelash. I want to see that. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, I've seen those.
I feel like Kara can rock those.
No.
With that
That's
background.
An unusual umbrella.
No.
I like that umbrella. That's
Oh
not
my
just an
God.
umbrella. That's a safe space.
It's a safe space. Oh, they got some for your
That's
dogs.
fucking dope.
I love this one. The pillow where you can quit at any given time. That's right. Perfect. The ostrich pillow.
What
Great
the
for
heck?
that.
Look at number 9.
Perfect design.
number
Lets you
9.
take a rest anywhere, anytime. Fitness, facial fitness.
It's one where you have to like move your face up and down, and like.
They're setting you up for something else.
That's right, people.
100%.
Facial fitness PAO is a revolutionary invention to get rid of aging signs. It helps in effectively training the muscles of the mouth. So if you want to shape up your face, there you go.
Oh yeah, that's what it's for. Yeah, I see what you're doing.
Logan might like this one.
Why?
No, he wouldn't. I would because I fucking clean up his when he shaves his beard. I clean
The beer
it up.
bib. That's right. It's exactly what you're thinking. It's a giant net that sits in front of you, kind of hanging off your shoulders as you shave your beard, and it falls in this nice little pocket system going on.
It
Like
just
a
looks
hammer.
That one's actually
atrocious.
pretty cool.
Designed it for the
That
sink
would actually be useful.
itself.
All right,
And this is my favorite one. You guys are going to love this. Apple's mouse. Wireless mouse. Who knew
yeah, we were.
that someone as innovative as Apple could have you charge your wireless mouse at the bottom? That's right, people.
I've hated that. I've never understood
At
the
the
logic
bottom.
behind that. I'm like, when I got a mouse, I was like,
so anybody not like on Patreon, it's not just at the like it's underneath bottom. Like when I hear bottom, I'm thinking like, you know,
It's underneath.
It's
the
underneath.
mouse.
Yeah.
It still boggles my mind to this day. I rarely use my mouse just for that reason, because I'm like, I'm not looking forward to charging it because I literally can't use it. I literally have to just leave it. Like, I don't know why. And I get Apple. I get you're trying to make smaller and more, but come on, really?
Put it at the butt. It's fine.
Yeah, that would have been fine. But I guess you thought it was going to ruin the aesthetics, because we know you're all about aesthetics. I mean, you know, for goodness forbid, actually putting a 3mm jack in your phone. But yeah. So, was there anything else on that lineup? We realize Twitch is a piece of shit as always.
The rich get richer. Can we talk about Spider-Man? I know we're supposed to talk about Windows, but we know Windows is gonna fuck that up anyway. Can we talk about Spider-Man? I'm excited for Spider-Man.
He's excited for
Spider-Man. Fucking dope, man. You saw Green Goblin's orb. I think you saw Lizard attack Peter Parker from behind, and you saw Alfred Molina, Doc Ock just coming out looking, I have to say, fucking awesome, going, "Hey Peter." I watched it 7 times. I still can't get enough. I want to watch it again right now. and I'm hoping. Look, here's the thing. I don't like the only movie I expected to be 3 hours long was Endgame, because I knew there was a lot to handle. I'm hoping this movie is 3 hours long. I want as much of it as I can get.
It's definitely
no.
It's a definitely
2 hour
good
half
prelude.
movie. I want a 3 hour long movie.
It's definitely a good prelude to Multiverse of Madness, which obviously I'm assuming means it will not be resolved in No Way Home.
I think the Spider-Man portion will be resolved in No Way Home.
I guess we'll see. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited, and I felt like the Goblin's laugh. I tried to listen really close, and I was like, "Is that William Dafoe?"
It's Willem Dafoe.
And I was like, yes. I'm like,
it's Willem Dafoe.
They're bringing. I'm like, come on, you gotta. Even as a cameo, you gotta bring Toby in. You can't do the multiverse and not just.
No. Okay, so rumors. Let's talk about the rumors we heard. We heard the original Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina, Doc Ock. We know Jamie Foxx's Electro is going to be in it. We actually have confirmation that Tobey Maguire's in it. We still don't know about Andrew Garfield yet. So we're waiting on like anything. But what I like about the trailer is they only showed one person. I'm fucking happy they did, because usually they spoil everything within the first trailer.
Yeah.
So at least this gives us like a chance to imagine and hope.
And imagine we have to, because they did a really good job giving you a lot by giving you a little.
Hey, dude, I'm so high. Imagine. I just want to see all three of those Spider-Men.
It would make my day.
Looking at the Sinister Six like we're ready to do this.
It would make my day if J.K. Simmons decided out of nowhere did a cameo bashing Spider-Man.
He did.
Did he? He made a cameo in the I didn't see that.
Far From Home.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was at the very end.
The end?
Hey, dog, what the fuck?
I don't remember. Was it after the credits?
No, it was before, like right before the credits. Yeah.
Like right when they revealed his identity and before Spider-Man went, the whole spiel was J.K. Simmons. Yeah.
Even in the trailer, J.K. Simmons talking shit in the first like 10 seconds.
Good job, Warner. She just had everyone go, wow.
I just don't remember. But I haven't seen the movie since it came out, but I don't know. I don't remember this.
Hey, you know what I thought about as well? Out of like the 3 Spider-Man versions we had, and 7 movies, we technically only had 1 bad movie, and it was only bad for like simple reasons.
A dance number?
The dance number and too many villains. But that was based on the writing.
Too many villains.
Because they couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I think this one can handle too many villains because I'm pretty sure they got the writing on point. They're just basically ripping off comic after comic now.
And they got Disney, footing the bill. So.
And they got Disney. So I'm excited. Like and that's still amazing though. Out of the 7 Spider-Man movies we got, we still only have 1 bad one.
That is pretty good.
How hard it is to make 7 movies of something and make sure they're all good. I think Lord of the Rings is the only one that did it.
God, Star Wars failed. Maybe I stopped
Star Trek failed
to anything in Marvel after Endgame.
Well, you know what sucks? Shang-Chi's coming out in 2 weeks, I think. I stopped hearing about that since this trailer dropped.
Yeah, I feel like they got overshadowed so fast. They got Call of Duty.
Also, at the same time, though, Shang-Chi had the shittiest fucking marketing I've seen for a Marvel anything. Here's the thing. I'm realizing, and I don't know, maybe that's just the subtlety and nuances of the American market. I don't know. Maybe this is just my conspiracy theory brain, but a lot of the shows that have, and I hate to say it, non-white leads don't get as much marketing, or they get marketed and then some other big thing comes right behind it to overshadow it. Because it was like Shang-Chi was just announced and then immediately overshadowed by No Way Home. Like they had so much time to build up Shang-Chi and drop a trailer to give it enough breathing room. But then they knew that Spider-Man No Way Home was going to overshadow it. It was like, okay, and here's Shang-Chi, but Spider-Man No Way Home. And that's going to have months of hype.
I think we lost Kara.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just like in general. I mean, just like in general, I feel like that's just the way our market operates when it comes to movie promos. But that's just me. Maybe,
Well, I also blame China for being, China.
I
gotta hate on China, man. I love China. Have you ever been to China? I don't. You know what? Leave politics and communism out of it, and they're a fun country.
I love the people. I hate everything else. Their government and their shit. Like, god damn, they really got some fucked up shit going on.
Chinese, Japanese, and Korean culture are absolutely fascinating to me. Hold on. South Korea.
I was gonna say this. Out of all the people I've seen, South Koreans are the most handsome and most beautiful people in the world.
It is a little ridiculous.
It is unreal. Like I've seen, I've seen these K-pop boys, Kara, but if I seen them without makeup in the street, I'm gonna go, there's no fucking way you exist.
They're still very good looking, makeup or not.
They kind of look just like the animes.
I'm gonna say they do, but they can pull it off. But however, there is a little clause in there that a lot of people forget. And Warner, if you remember the time when we were in Japan.
Why'd you gotta say little?
Well, because everyone pretends it. Well, I mean, they do shrink when they get. But think about it. They maintain, for the most part, they maintain those looks until a certain age, and then like overnight, it's gone.
Nah, I feel like that's.
Hold up.
Think about it.
Us white people.
Hold up. Think about it. Think about back when we were in Japan.
No. Itachi's right. It is over a certain age. Too bad that age is 70.
Yeah.
It's too late. You don't care.
I will say when you're walking around any Asian country, you see healthy, seemingly active people, and then out of nowhere, and an occasional samurai or something. I swear to God, you'll be walking around, and every now and then you'll see some dude dressed head to toe, and you're like, what the fuck? But like no one's. I know Itachi's seen it.
And the Yakuza.
It's like one dude just standing in the corner. And like, no matter how long I take walking around, I'll come back through and he's still there. I'm like, what the fuck?
He's on samurai guard duty.
No one's trying to get pictures. No one's messing with them. They're just like, leave that man alone.
Unless you want to be cut in half.
If my memory serves me right, they had swords. I don't know if they were real swords or just like the wooden swords. You
saw the samurai cleaners? It was on TikTok not long ago. They would be in samurai attire and they would pick up trash with like reachers, but they were like in a sword design, and they knew they were actual trained, and they were picking up trash in samurai style. I was just like, I would not want to litter in front of them.
Solid money. Yeah, right? You litter in front of me. He's like,
those people get paid solid money.
Next thing you know, you're waking up in the hospital. What happened? You littered, man.
I'm gonna tell you though why.
Did you read the sign?
Samurai. Can you read the technology?
There's 9 recycling bins right there on every corner, and you littered.
But I have my theory after having lived there, and Warner's. Let me know if you agree with this. Their diet alone makes a drastic difference.
Yeah, they got the best fucking food.
Yeah.
Their diet alone they don't add all the extra, like when they're working on like the military bases, they'll add that seasoning for American taste. But when you eat at the local restaurants, everything's so not better. Cooked in, greasy fat. Everything is like organically grown. It's mostly fresh. They're, they could go outside and just pick vegetables out of the ground anywhere and go home and cook it. It's like, that's like on the sidewalk. Like, you could just do that. But yeah, the diet alone, plus I feel like they have better ways of relieving stress. Like, they work hard, but at the end of it. But you know what? Here's the other thing. I will say this, and I'm sorry if this offends anyone, but American culture is just so goddamn on prude. We are unnecessarily prude.
We're unnecessarily censored in a lot of ways and uncensored in all the wrong ways.
We're uncensored in all the wrong ways, and we're censored in all the wrong ways. Like we go about it all wrong, and then we look at everyone else like, oh, you're so crazy. But no, because I feel like because the Asian culture is more open about their likes, their wants, their desires, and they literally craft cafes for this. Okay, you like chicks in maid outfits because you saw it in an anime. Well, guess what? Congratulations, they opened up maid cafes, and there are ladies willing to work there, and guys just go and they enjoy their cup of tea, they enjoy their tea and biscuits, and they just sit there, and that's their stress relief for the day. They don't need to do anything. Their fantasy was made into a reality, and they're happy, and then they go back to work, and then at the end of the day, they party hard. They go to the bar, they go to the club, they have their drinks, they let out all their frustrations, they let out all their stress, they get drunk, they go home, they wake up, they take their shower, they get their life together, and they go back and they rinse and repeat. Where here, I don't know. I also say this, they don't have like they probably do like in high school and stuff, like all social standings have this thing, but it seems like once they reach adulthood, they don't really have once they go out to party, they don't really have like a class system. Like, these people are too cool to drink with you, these people are too cool to dance with you. They just want to have a good time. As well.
So I don't know if this if this is for every school in Japan, but I know that from a few friends that when you go to school in Japan, your school is treated like your second home. You're in one classroom. This teacher teaches you everything. When you're done, everyone spends the last 30 minutes of school cleaning it up like it's their house. It teaches them to respect the teachers, respect the classroom. We don't have that shit here.
No.
We have no respect for our teachers.
No. We have too much.
Well, fucked up.
Before we go down this rabbit hole,
and it's a big rabbit hole.
Before we go down this rabbit hole, because it will be an hour-long rabbit hole.
GZF.
That's right. I am ready for Kara's Corner of Weird and K-pop news.
Wait, hold on.
There is another dimension beyond that which is known to gamers. It is a dimension as vast as open world RPGs and as timeless as the branch you should have spec'd in but didn't. It is the middle ground between console and PC, between sweats and casual players, and it lies between the pit of the time you raged and broke your controller or simply deleted the game. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Gamma Zone.
I haven't been able to play that in a while. So I was like, he gave me the perfect segue to hit that button. So I was like, yeah.
Oh my God. No, I mean, there was a few things. AT is one of my favorite groups, is having a comeback. They're releasing a new album on September 13th.
Any AT stands out there? You're welcome. We did nothing about it. I'm just saying you're welcome.
Is their name ATs because they literally are that? They're a tease?
So ATs comes from basically A to Z.
Can you not answer that and let us think that it's just they're teasing us?
No,
let Kara have the speak. See, this is something she is passionate about. Let her have this.
There's never been as far as I know, there's never been like a specific, this is what ATs means. But what I have seen is that it's A to Z, everything a teenager needs, A to Z. That's what they provide to you, pretty much is what, as far as I know, that's what AT stands for. And then their fandom name is 18E, which is a combination of ATs and Destiny, because their whole storyline, their whole theme is pirates. Really cool.
Okay.
Really cool. So they're having to come back on September 13th, 6 p.m. Korean Standard Time, which would be 5 a.m. Eastern Time.
Wow, you have this nailed down to this.
I told you she's passionate.
I'm looking at it. So
is that our time?
I have it. Eastern Time would be 5.
You know, Kara has
so it would be.
Kara has the Korean time on her phone just so she can keep track of all her shows. Like new episode in 30 minutes. No.
I do not.
I actually believed him.
I don't.
Yuli has a way of sounding convincing sometimes. You gotta really pay attention.
I know. Now, Kara, you actually got me into ATES, which
ATs.
Is it ATs?
Well,
that's why I was asking if they're.
We talked about this before. when you talk about
You uncultured
K-pop or anime,
swine.
be careful of what you say.
I said she got me into it. I didn't say I was a hardcore fanboy. Jeez.
No, it's because you said
you're not, but they are.
No,
and
it's 80s.
that opened me up to more K-pop, and K-pop has kind of had a stigma for many years. That after hearing a tease,
Just think of ATs. Like, you're a tease?
it sounded like I was going into a joke, but I wasn't.
Please do not attack him.
The stigma for me, the stigma for me wasn't there. It was actually a new genre of a mix of different kinds of beats and sounds I haven't personally heard here in the States like that. And I really started to love it.
Yeah. And ATs, I fell down a really big rabbit hole really fast with them. Like, I knew about them because my friend told me about them, but I didn't actually start listening to them until their last album in March. When that came out is when I listened to the whole album with my friend, and that's when I fell down a deep rabbit hole. And I don't exactly remember where I was going with that, but
You fell down a rabbit hole.
She fell down the rabbit hole.
And I've overloaded my brain with this. Yeah. So they're having a comeback. We really don't know much about it.
Didn't they recently say they stopped making music? Is this the same one? I'm thinking about a different one.
No. I don't know who you're thinking about.
I just remember
So Stray Kids is the one that we talked about.
Stray Dogs?
Maybe 2 months. Stray Dogs.
Yeah, Itachi, you're going to get attacked.
They actually also just had a comeback on Monday. They released a new album. Pretty good. Listen to it, called No Easy. But yeah, ATEEZ is having a comeback. We know really nothing about it. They started releasing their concept photos. We got 2 of them, completely different. We got a really bright one and then a really dark one. So we have no idea what to expect. There was something else I wanted to say about it. They also released a new song. You guys know Pentagon or Pentatonics?
Pentatonics,
I
yes.
I love them.
Pentatonics. They just 3 of the members of ATEEZ just remade a song of Pentatonics, one of their songs, called A Little Space. 3 of their ATEEZ members went and made that song with them again. So they just released that last week.
What?
So
Look, Itachi's already looking it up. Look at
it
him.
was really good. It was pretty good.
Actually, I am too.
He thought he was being
I
sly.
just have this straight face right now.
He's not talking to anybody.
Nah. But yeah, they just did that. They recently had another album or a mini album with like 3 songs come out, which had the song that they made with a really big, I think he's like a 2nd generation K-pop idol from an older group, which was a really big thing. They covered one of their songs a while ago, and they just
How do they determine the generations?
I have no idea, to be completely honest.
Okay.
I don't know how they decide the generations. I just know ATEEZ is 4th gen.
Wait,
We
What are
missed
they,
3 gens?
Pokemon?
What the hell?
I don't know. They so it's
Gotta
kinda,
catch
they
'em all.
do generations, I guess. I don't know how
Some herpes.
they. This is why I don't like you guys.
I just was saying, was it like Pokemon?
No, I don't know how they differentiate the generations. But that's how they keep track. I guess they keep them in like a group. But they're having a comeback, so that's really exciting. I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be great. Their last comeback was absolutely amazing.
Kara,
What?
mobile game idea for you. Pocket K-pop. You capture K-pop members and you make them duke it out like Pokemon.
or make them have dance offs.
Speaking of mobile game, ATEEZ just came out with a mobile game, a rhythm game.
Fuck out of here. I'm
Stop.
out. I'm done.
What's it called? What's it called?
No.
Superstar ATEEZ.
Hold on. Now I'm looking this up.
it's a rhythm game. So a
like
lot of
rhythm
different
games.
groups have them.
As soon as I type sup, it pops up at the top. There
I think
it
it
is.
hit like number 1 like the day it released here in America.
Superstar ATs.
Hold on. Why does it
And
only...
Look at these pretty boys. That's something you just don't say
What did you just...
ever.
What did you just... You didn't think that through, did you?
Say?
You didn't... You didn't... You...
You are not wrong.
This man just really said that.
You are not wrong.
I don't care how confident you are in my editing skills. The only favor I will do for you is to amplify that specific line and loop it.
We're talking about
Can I have the sound clip?
Sound clip? You got it. I got you.
If and when I start streaming again, Warner's, that's going to be your alert.
Look at these.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah, it's a free game.
Oh, we're
It's
not
a free
glazing
game.
over this.
Do they have microtransactions? Like I have to spend X amount on each member?
You can. You don't have to.
You're just digging a deeper hole.
I'm talking about a game.
Bail.
It's okay, Warner's. I get it.
Bail. I want to make... No, oh my gosh. What else we got, Karen? The Warner's is digging himself a hole.
I kind of wanted to talk about, because Yuli mentioned how, the K-pop fan, they're crazy. Okay. And we like to start a lot of conflicts.
I like to reiterate, I didn't say crazy. I said batshit.
We're crazy. No. Okay. So they're batshit. You're not wrong.
Prelude to crazy.
Fandoms like to start fan wars between each other all the time over the stupidest things.
Sounds
and there
like
was
anime.
actually one. It happened yesterday when Stray Kids had their comeback. So there's people who are like solo group stands, so like they only watch and like keep up with one group, and then there's people who are multi-stands that listen to a bunch of groups and support a bunch of groups, right? Well, Stray Kids fandom and AT's fandom, even though the groups are friends, the fandoms don't get along at all. And so when Stray
Like
Kids
Pokemon and
came out,
Digimon.
yeah, pretty much. And
So my previous statement wasn't wrong.
No, I guess not. When Stray Kids came out with one of their title track song for their newest album, it has one section in it of a laugh. Okay. And so I say this because the leader of ATEEZ, before he raps, he laughs. He always has since debut. It's like his catchphrase. I don't know what the word, his signature. And the ATEEZ fans started coming for Stray Kids, that they were trying to copy them over a laugh. Yes, over a laugh.
So there's real K-pop like wars between bands.
Fan wars. Yes.
It's kind of like rap.
Like it was all over my
except
Twitter
they don't go around
timeline.
shooting each other.
Like the groups, it is what it is. The groups are friends. But what? I don't know. I don't understand it. People are crazy. People are stupid, and they fight over the stupidest things. It just made me mad.
You know what? We should just make a shirt. I just was going to say, once again, a rabbit hole. And I'm trademarking this now. We're going to make a shirt and we're going to put in the shop, here goes another rabbit hole or something. Because every episode we have to say, oh, there's another rabbit hole. But no, I get it about, because the anime community is the exact same way. And at least you guys argue over real people.
Yes. At least the people that they argue about are.
belongs to Bakugo.
Yeah. But man, why do you think people get so wrapped up in such a way that they're willing?
It's like these people invent these things, right? Like the leader of ATEEZ invented rap or invented laughing. And that was so bad. I was like, what?
I'm bewildered.
And it gets worse. There's another group. I don't really listen to them, but I know of the issue that happened. One of the members announced that he was getting married and he was having a baby. The soon to be wife was having a baby.
Double whammy.
And the fans literally made him write an apology letter.
Wait. The fans made
the idol apologize for not telling them.
Imagine Eminem's fans trying to get Eminem to write an apology letter.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get a stand. That's what you'll get. The stand part 2.
Because he didn't tell them.
Okay, so I'm sorry I didn't divulge
he wanted to keep a private thing private? The fuck?
They just think that the idols are like indebted to them and that they have to tell them everything. It's like, no.
We're the reason you're famous.
I don't know. It always irks me.
You know, I used to think it would be cool to be an idol, but now
it sounds like a headache.
Hey, Itachi, we annoy you about your private life. Imagine if you had fans.
I still have to worry about that with the current project that we'll talk about later, but it's a concern, yes.
I think what everyone needs to take away from this is Naruto should not have ended up with Sakura ever, and that's just the way it ended. Is he did not.
I'm gonna stop you right now because if
you just hit a soft spot for Itachi.
First of all, at least say the name's right.
Show.
Damn it. All right, you just showed. I am sorry. You really you did. For every, if I got a nickel for every white guy that says Naruto, and how did you say Sakura?
I'm sorry, my Japanese isn't as finely tuned as yours.
Just listen to it in the original language. That's the only bone I have to pick. I don't care about the shippings, okay? But I'm not going to go down that track because I know that starts a war.
He's mad.
I know he's trying to set me up. Warner's has been trying to get me to say stuff just so he's not alone in the shitstorm he started.
With the anime TikTok backlash I took.
Sorry, sir. You are on your own. My only issue is proper pronunciation. Moving on.
Sheer curiosity here.
Dramatic pause.
Right?
To be continued.
I'm at 511 very upsetting replies.
Dude. I'm not surprised.
Dude, I just want to say the Jeezy Chop Shop, when we're not together and everyone does their own thing, does not represent the opinions of the Jeezy Chop Shop as a whole. Wardner set that landmine on his own. And he's dealing with it on his own.
It's so funny.
But please go easy on him. He didn't know. He really didn't know.
He set himself up. And
he's paying for it for a very long time.
Dearly.
Kara, I know you're not in the loop. Just so you know, before we go to your corner, I made a comment on TikTok about
I've heard about it. We talked about it last episode.
We did? Oh, I thought that was an After Dark episode.
You were on your sleeping meds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that explains a lot. A lot of things transpired.
Yeah, no, we talked about it last episode.
Over the next 24 hours after that.
Yep, you were on your sleepy meds. All right. So we got an announcement at the end of the show, but we still have Kara's weird news. So what do we got this week, Kara?
This one is actually brought to us from Yuli because I couldn't find one. So he suggested this one. Birthday party guest jumps on alligator's back after it bit its trainer and wouldn't let go.
Now, I have one question I think we're all wondering. Why are we throwing a birthday party for a child that involves giant reptiles?
This is a very valid question.
Giant,
Is this in Florida?
aggressive,
This Florida.
predatory.
You said Florida, right?
No, it is not. This is in Utah.
What is Utah doing with alligators?
This is Utah. A Utah animal trainer is recovering after the alligator she was feeding during a girl's birthday party chomped down on her hand and refused to let go until after one of the adult guests jumped on its back to help her. She said that she fed Darth Gator hundreds of times.
I love the name.
Darth Gator.
But the 8'6" long star attraction at Scales and Tails, Utah, was being a little pushy on Saturday when she opened a plexiglass door to his enclosure. And there's also videos, evidently.
Oh yeah, show us the video. Video.
No,
Look,
I'm good. I don't want to see the video.
No. This girl is such a badass. You got to see it.
No, I'm okay.
Put up the video.
I'm okay.
No, it's not bad. It doesn't end terrible.
No,
she's okay.
It's fine. I know she's okay. But
Another question nobody else would possibly ask: is the alligator okay?
Yeah, they didn't put it down or nothing. It was just alligator doing alligator shit.
Alligator doing alligator
She thinks
shit.
she let her hand slip and the alligator grabbed it in a feeding response. So I don't think anything was bad. She knows that this could happen. She thought the alligator would do a quick bite and release, but then she felt it bite down harder.
Yeah, got to taste the human flesh and said, "Yum."
Yeah, she realized it was going to be serious, potentially really big injury. But somebody climbed into the enclosure and
wrestled.
She climbed into the enclosure and wrapped her legs around him because she wanted to be able to move with him in the water. She felt that if she was standing, it would just rip her arm off.
Rip her hand, yeah.
Within seconds, the man shouted for help before scrambling into the tank and jumping on the alligator. She said it was like instant relief for a minute. I'm there going through this by myself, and then all of a sudden he's there helping, asking what do you want me to do? He said he was scared for a minute, but she was so professional and trained and knew what to do in a situation like that. And he said, I'm not really sure what to say. I'm just glad that she's okay. The alligator did eventually let go, and another guest was able to grab her from under her arms and pull her out of the enclosure. Gator thrashed a bit more before the one who jumped on his back was able to get off. But nobody's been able to reach this person, evidently.
So
alligator was like, "Oh, you think this is cute?"
So we got the anime style mystery hero. Okay, all right.
Yeah. She suffered tendon damage and has chipped bones in her wrist and hand. But they operated on her hand on Saturday and put her on an aggressive antibiotic treatment to prevent infection.
The real question that should be asked: the girl whose this party was for, is she mentally okay?
Probably not.
The boy. It was.
The boy.
It was a boy's party. No.
Was it a boy or
no, it was a girl.
It was a girl?
A little girl.
Is she mentally okay? Because I'm pretty sure the water started turning murky.
I mean, it's a professional.
No, it was a shallow thing.
It was
a shallow thing.
Yeah, it was pretty shallow.
How many kids were there? This is a kid's birthday party, so you got a bunch of kids seeing this.
Yeah.
Welcome to the real world,
kids.
Jackass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so for all you parents
but she
out
wants
there,
to get back there and work with the alligator. So
okay.
She knows it's not its fault. It's like it's an alligator doing alligator shit. Like,
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
So
like this motherfucker is designed to kill and eat you, or hunt them down because they're just evil. Yeah, I said it, Peter. Come after me.
I just have to ask. I just really want to know: is she white?
It did not say, and I didn't see a photo of her. So,
hey, not gonna lie, she was pretty cute.
FWP.
I was like, yeah, there's no way you work
That's
with
all
animals.
I'm gonna say. FWP.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
That was a dope video. I wish Kara would have showed it, but she gets squeamish.
I don't want to watch it anyways. We can watch it later.
We can watch it later.
Any more?
Not everybody can see it.
pieces of news from your corner of weird?
No, I don't think so. I'm good.
All right. I don't know how to follow up with that one.
Don't fuck with gators.
Gators. Yeah.
In Utah, apparently. You better watch out. Hide your kids, hide your wife, because gators running all up and down Utah.
Hide your wife. You got gators about. So announcement. Well, it's actually I didn't even give this any thought. It actually just came to my head. For everybody who's been listening to the show, if you guys are on Patreon, you guys already have known this for like a week. But for everyone who's catching this episode now, we, Gamma Games, are working on a project, and it's actually a really, really big project. We are officially developing our own video game. Right now it's under the codename title Project Vagabond. There's a lot of details, a lot of updates and stuff going up on the Patreon.
I was calling it Vagabond.
This whole time
I
he
don't
was.
know why.
This is a professional member on our team calling it the wrong name.
So if you guys right there, you see what I'm working with, right?
Later in my life,
please go and support us. Please go to the Patreon and support us. This is real shit, people. This is what we've got. But no, we do have the game currently in development. So if you guys want to have some early access to it when we have a playable demo release, go join the Patreon. Patrons will have first dibs to the early access, along with getting some behind the scenes and some special items. For those who were wondering, it is our open world RPG fantasy. I'm not going to give too many details because I don't want to. So if you guys...
Here's a few details. When you guys get the game, pay close attention to a couple characters. They might remind you of someone.
Yeah. Or several people, to be honest. So yeah, it is a working progress. It's actually pretty decently started into development. So if you guys want to see some screenshots of the world map and a couple of levels that have been worked on, go check it out. We would really appreciate the support because there's a lot of detail going into this because we want to release
too much detail.
Look, leave me alone.
Imagine a game made by a few people that gets worked on and gets dates for betas and actual releases and gets put out in a timely manner when there's still games in beta from like 2012
or alpha. And they came out in 2012. But yeah, we are trying to do this in a timely release, but we're not trying to like overwork it. It is our very first game. So there's going to be a lot of things that we're learning along the way, a lot of things that we are going to change along the way. So having that feedback would be extremely helpful. For those who want to know, it is going to be currently only a PC and mobile game. So sorry, consoles, we're not at that level yet. But it will be available for PC and mobile.
But also, don't be that broke.
And we broke. But if you want to help, so we can bring it to console, check us out. Patreon.com/Gamma Games. And there you can get all the updates on our upcoming title, which is now Project Vagabond. So yes, been working tirelessly on that. It is our biggest project, biggest undertaking yet, but it's coming along. It is definitely coming along. But anyway,
I'm just gonna say this: the story is fucking amazing, and me and Warner's have written about 3 pages worth of bullshit. And the only reason I'm saying it's bullshit right now is because it's literally just a bunch of ideas we're trying to add together. But it's really coming out great. I think me and Warner's have come up with a fantastic story under Itachi's certain plot points he wants to hit.
Yes. I do want to have good character development, a decent lore-based story, but open enough where you guys, if you want to wander and explore, feel free. All I'm going to say is be careful with your exploration. That's the only warning
and
you are going to get from me.
No more details.
But yes.
And good luck.
Yeah. And good luck. But anyway, another wonderful episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. Stay safe out there. Take care of each other. And we will catch all you wonderful people in the next episode. Later, everybody.